where the money is, how much is left in the banks, how these monies were spent, if they were spent, where they were moved to, and so on. So is it missing?
So it's coming across like the alarm is being sounded too early. Not he did.
No. It's not about an alarm being sounded. So 2022, we've gone 11 months into a new year.
Mm-hmm.
This is an organization or an agency that retrieves what's called industrial training funds. Monies are paid into it. They run trainings. They have activities that they run. Where do they run them from? Do you understand? Some of these monies, and then some of it are that's what it's meant to be. Organizations pay a certain amount into the ITF funds, and some of this money is for running the ITF. It's for what's it called, running trainings for some of these organizations, ensuring that employees are being treated fairly and so on. So if the person who is asking that they should come and explain, if they come with all these explanations and they see that the 3 billion was judiciously spent, are they going to take back
missing, yes.
Are they going to take back this statement that is missing?
Okay, so that leaves me with this next one to go over to Chibuzor Nwaezeapu. Help us understand this one from the Premium Times perspective, where it's saying, well, WAEC, that's the West African Examination Council, adopts computer-based test CBT for conduct of WASSCE. So take us through when their sister agency, JAM, is light years ahead. So why did they just realize this now?
So I was about to say that this is no news, but because of the exams or the conduct of these exams affect a lot of our youth and a lot of young people in Nigeria, obviously this is something they need to be prepared for. So yes, WAEC has come out to say that they will be conducting the exams now using CBTs, computer-based testing. This is not new. This has happened for a long time. JAMB has been on this for years now. So it's not news really. What my concern would be is that a huge chunk of the students who are going to sit for these exams come from a mix of both the public and private schools, and do they have access to these facilities to be able to get ready for the exams? Will this development prevent them from getting the scores and the marks that they ought to get? I hope not, because but Nigeria is a large country, and from point to point, we can't generalize about how ready students are across board.
But wasn't that what we said about when JAM was saying it was going CBT?
So if I look at JAM, if I just want to look at the scope of both exams. So yes, JAM is entering to universities. The WAEC exam basically gives you your O levels that says that, hey, you can choose to go to university. It's not compulsory, but at least you hold on to this. So that's my only concern really, that across board, and can we look back as Nigerians and look at our educational system, especially the public one. I don't want to go into the private one because that's a choice. But looking at the public educational system, have we equipped the schools to be able to afford those facilities that allow those students to be ready to be able to write those exams in that particular time, or are particular people going to be doing last minute crash programs to be able to get their students ready to be able to do this? Because there is a thin line between a student who knows what he's doing and having to go on CBTs and having to now take or select his responses on CBT.
Maybe I just quickly add to that one. So based on what WAEC has said, also mostly the objectives will be fully CBT. The theory papers would be a combination of you having to read the questions from a computer screen and then writing out the answer.
But that in itself is environmental friendly, isn't it? Because you use less papers, right?
Yes, to a large extent. But
that's a larger discussion.
To a large extent, you will. But the documents that you use for the exam writing itself sometimes is more than the question paper itself.
Even getting rid of the computer parts at the end of the day.
Okay, can we move on to this next one?
But at the end of the day, for me, it's something that is going to be integrated, fully, gradually, because the number of exams across professional exams that you write and so on have been on CBT for a while.
So Uade, I don't know why money keeps coming your way in terms of this. I don't know how you got into this mix, but we have to also keep someone to watch you also now. So, but let's go to the Punch newspaper, where this one is saying University Don urges President Tinubu to release revitalization funds for varsity. So why do you have your eyes on the money? And help us see if this will be released eventually? If you can do this in a minute.
So I don't know if it's going to be released eventually. This is part of the things that ASU went on strike for almost a year, and they came to an agreement. I think a tiny chunk of it was released to the universities, and that's what the Dawn is talking about. Since that one, nobody has done that. This was an agreement from 2009 that has not been fulfilled. The last administration promised them a certain amount. I don't know if they got it, and that's part of the things that they're saying. This money still haven't been released, and 5 months, what's it called? And at the end of the day, is this another precursor for
another going back to the trenches to call for it?
I won't be the devil's advocate.
Okay,
so I'll just
moving on. So let's grab then. Let's go over to see what the messages are looking like this morning. Ajayi Olonua from Magodo Isheri GRA says, well, how is it possible that NNPCL, that is wholly owned by the federal government, well, I think they've moved now, it's a limited liability company, is withholding funds due to the federation account? There is nothing we will not see in this country. God help us. Ajayi Olonindua sent in that one. And then I would find Ayo _ Lagos here saying, okay, since Uade won't play the devil's advocate, we've got Ayo who's playing the devil's advocate for free this morning in the diaspora issue. I don't support it. I am with the school of thought that you vote where you reside, but you can collect their remittances to boost your economy, right, Ayo? We're looking at you here. Look at what some section of the diaspora did in the last election. They almost toppled our elections with very incendiary tweets and write-up tarnishing the image of Nigeria abroad. For me, no diaspora voting for now.
I would like to just quickly speak to that. In the last elections, prior to the last elections, I was in Nigeria. At the point of the last elections, I was out of the country for a short period. And I was in an African country. I was sitting in a room, and they were on the day of the elections. They were, is your country not voting today? Why are you sitting down here and not voting? That is a fellow African country. And if you want to,
which country was that?
No, I'm not going to mention.
Now you are no longer there, so it wouldn't implicate
it's the eastern part of Africa.
Okay, so
that was the expectation. And if you're going to punish everybody for the actions of the few, then we might not as well have any voting in Nigeria.
Okay, let's look at this one. But you can't shave a man's head if he's out of the country. You have to be sitting at the barber chair for your hair to be shaved, right?
But you can.
They were collecting.
Collect my money.
I was seeing my tax deductions every month.
Okay, guys, let's pick up. I hearing this message here from Amo. I don't think Nigerians abroad should vote outside the country. So Ayo got 2 votes there already now. So we don't create another avenue to manipulate the results. The National Assembly should pass a bill about how INEC chairman is appointed, and I believe voting by 6 geopolitical zones should be the yardstick. And then comes in Cisco Delgado. Sometimes these issues become known publicly when there is a scuffle between big fishes handling the financial aspect of such organization. It is possible that the said money is actually missing from ITF. Cisco Delgado threw that one into the mix now. Then I would have a message here from Fabian from Ekpe, who says, before WAEC goes ahead to conduct this CBT, I hope that they will get government to ensure that both public and private schools have enough computers in place, that there will be network and that they would be alert to internet leaks. Fabian from Ekpe. Already, I think that's why they call foreigners. That's why John the Baptist was, the foreigner. So Jam came to, to show us that it's possible. So this is a rather sad one. Finally, just do this in under a minute now. Chibuzor, you clean this one up for us quickly from the Punch. Immigration probes auto crash declares 3 days mourning for 4 of its officers. What happened here?
So 4 immigration personnel were involved in an auto accident on Sunday. I think they were members of it was a Nissan 18-seater bus, and they were coming from Kano to Abuja. That bus typically carries the members of the immigration service their music band, and they had an accident on the way from Kano to Abuja when the driver lost control as a result of bus tires. So their flags are flying at half-mast. Our condolences to the families. The immigration service is conducting a review into it. I hope it allows them to determine the root cause. If it's a maintenance issue, if it's drivers' issues, if it's the roads. Let's know what happened. Maybe it might help us prevent a future accident.
Well, that's where we'll wrap it up this morning, and our heart goes out to the Immigration Service from this angle at Freshly Pressed, and hoping that it will not occur again. Thank you so much, Uade Ahimie, for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Keep your eyes on the money because we've got our eyes on you too. Then we'll go over now to say thank you to Chibuzor Nwaezeapu.
Thank you so much.
And I say thank you to everyone who sent in messages. Cisco Delgado, Fiebam from Ekbe, Ayorinde, Ayo, Ajayi. We'll see your messages. And to you also listening, my name is Omatseye Atsenuwa. You've been Freshly Pressed.
And invested in your tomorrow.
Nigerians are just a
The
reflection.
headlines.